Hi everyone, welcome to my treasure book series. This is Norman Van Eyck. Let's start here. It began well before the French Revolution in that part of Burgundy called Bresse. In 1872, Jean-Louis Blanc and his wife established themselves as innkeepers near the fairgrounds in Vaunas. The main clientele at that time were egg merchants who would arrive by horse-drawn carriage and warm themselves with the Blanc's soup. When the Thursday market was over, they sat down to a large snack. The soup was good, and the word spread, as the word will. Long before Yelp, the word would spread. This is one of my treasure books, and look at this grand, beautiful book. If you were to pick it up, I'm sure it's somewhere near 4 or 5 pounds. The Natural Cuisine of Georges Blanc. This book, a banquet of recipes for vegetables, seafood, and fruit. We'll come back to that in a second. Let's see, Stuart Tabori and Chang, and it is a first edition. And I love this cute little picture, this little black and white here of what must be him. I believe that he became the mayor of the town at one point. Believe me, I will never be mayor of any town. I could have been mayor maybe once of a place like Key West because Captain Tony made it, but to gardeners, superb artisans whose fruits and vegetables are the essence of quality cooking. So true. That's what makes this a treasure book. And he organizes his book by the seasons: spring, summer, autumn, winter. Something that Alice Waters certainly would also approve, and as do I. Let's go back here for a moment. So I got this book as a present from 2 wonderful people that worked with me in a restaurant in Key West called Mira, M-I-R-A. And my partner, Pearl Perry, is the one who came up with the name. We had been working together at Louis' Backyard, and we decided that we really wanted to bring as close as we could the French experience, the Michelin Guide 3-star, a little aggressive, but a 3-star experience to little Key West. Well, we got our butts kicked after a few years because Key West really wasn't going in that direction, but we tried anyway. Anyway, these 2 lovely people went to France, went to the restaurant, and brought me back this book. Cato and Susie. It's been a little while. Hope you're all right. Where are you? And then one fine day in October, the 1st of October in 2003, Georges Blanc came to our restaurant and signed my book. I had it in my book library at the restaurant, which was a nice sized library. And he wrote as a souvenir of such a pleasant visit. Thank you and bravo for such a passion and a nice job. Sincerely yours, Georges Blanc. Autographed. God bless you. I hope you're doing well. And I thank you for the magnificence of this book and for the photography that's in this book as well as the recipes. This book, like I say, let's see, what did I say? First edition, I did say that, 1987. So this book really was the kind of book that inspired Charlie's books and Thomas Keller's books. And rightfully so, and as their books inspired, I'm sure, many French chefs as well. Here he calls out to another French chef, Jacques Maximin. Now, this particular chef is well known and admired by many of my age and generation. He never did publish a book of this size and scope, but he was revered and feared in France as such an exacting person. And here is his Charlotte. And look at this magnificent ode to spring that Chef Jacques has done. And this is one of the wonderful things. People often talk about that chefs are competitive. Well, maybe so, but here is Chef Blanc calling out to Chef Maximum for his work, and I think this is true. I think those of us that reach a certain level of passion and artistry in the world of cuisine are much more prone to give love and support and credit to the other chefs in the industry. This picture just gets me too. This is a mussel stew soup, herbed broth with vegetables. When you have a photo that goes from end to end both ways, that is called full bleed in the publishing business. It bleeds from one end of the page to the other, and it's not inexpensive to do it. I bet this book back then was an easy $50, but because books are becoming less of a means for people to utilize than they once were, because people go online and get things all of the time. I wouldn't wonder that if you couldn't get this book for $10 or $15 on something like thrift books. One other picture that grabs me is this picture here, because it showcases the beautiful foods in the markets of France. And when you have things like this and you go in the early morning and you make your selection, and then you come back to your restaurant and you come to your stoves and you come to your cutting boards, this really is where the truest cuisine takes place, is this inspiration of the seasons. And those of you who have been watching the Treasure Book series before will know that oftentimes together we're going to stumble across something that I might not have seen in a long time. And just before we began taping this, the camera lady and I saw that there was something sticking in this book. And it is the beautiful, this is the check as you would receive it in a restaurant in Paris. This is not something that's cranked out of a machine and you sign your name to, but it has such style, it has such grace to it. And I've noticed that we dined here on the 14th of April in the year 2015. And because I am the kind of person I am, and I've kept journals forever, I'm going to go back to my journals from 2015 and be sure that I entered this experience that we had. I only wish that I could say that I'd had another one from this man's restaurant stuck between the pages of the book. All right, everyone. If you don't know who he is, go online, look him up, Chef Georges Blanc, 3-star chefs of France. And I think this was when the Michelin Guide was inspiring many of us that were cooking, and started cooking maybe in the 70s, 80s, and learning from these masters. It still looks remarkably fresh, these photos, which a lot of books, they date themselves very quickly. All right, I'm gonna come back with another treasure book before long. I do have a TikTok series, believe it or not. Any method that I can utilize that is graceful and helps teach and help share the passion, I'm going to. So this appears on TikTok, this series appears on TikTok, and then I generally take it over, and for some of them, I put them on my personal website as well, which is my name, normanvanacre.com. All right, I've gone on enough, and now I'm getting hungry. I'll talk to you soon. Au revoir. Au revoir. Bye-bye.